Peace. I come in the name of Lord Supreme. Want to build you on today's supreme mathematics, which is wisdom born. So for those that don't know what wisdom born is, that's tuning into my channel. Wisdom born is number 2 is wisdom, which is the manifestation of the knowledge. Wise are sprung by a wise individual. Wisdom is also symbolic to the black woman as well as water. Born is to be complete, to bring forth into existence, to reveal, you know what I'm saying? To make the unknown known. You know what I'm saying? So it's to take a baby from knowledge to born. It takes 9 months for a baby to be complete or born or brought into existence to give birth to. So today's degree in the 1 of 40 talks about why was Yaqub so successful in all his undertakings. Now, first of all, I'm gonna just deal with the question. It says, why was Yaqub so successful in all of his undertakings? Now, I know this degree is talking about Yaqub and his mission and his objectives. However, we're gonna apply this to self. The first letter of Yaqub is why. Why were you so successful in all your understanding and endeavors? How did you make your wisdom born? How did you get the task done? What did you do to get it completed? What was it that it took for you to make sure that the objective got done? Did you hold yourself to a high level of determination and ambition in order for you to keep this going and get it done? That is a question that you have to ask yourself. These degrees are self-reflecting. This is not about pointing the finger to other people. This is about bringing an understanding to yourself. So in today's degree, it talks about because the people who are his followers will obey Yaqub regardless of what he told them to do, they did. And if not, they pay with their lives for every law broken. Yaqub did not build prison houses to imprison his people. When one fell victim to the law, the penalty was death. And it was enforced on anyone who fell victim. Now, how does that correlate to the individual that's quoting us, which would be myself? Well, that means that today I have to get any task that I have to get, that I start, I have to complete. I have to make sure that my wisdom is born. That the thing that I'm speaking into existence that I want to get done, I have to get done. Because I sat here and spoke it out into existence and knowing that I have to take care of my situation and circumstance because nobody's going to come and save me except for me. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, when it comes down to today's degree, it is talking about getting the job done regardless of what you have to do and how you have to do it. There is no excuses on why a lot of your tasks, objectives, and missions are not complete. Or in another sense, you half-assing. You know what I'm saying? You double-dutching, you stutter-stepping, you hesitating to get it done because of the mere fact that you're making excuses for why you're not doing it. Oh, you know, it's a messed up day, I can't go out today, so I'm gonna wait until tomorrow. Why are you gonna wait till tomorrow? Just because it's raining or just because it's snowing doesn't mean that the task can't get completed today. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, a lot of us as individuals, we will warrant our behavior on why we didn't get the task done instead of just doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we speak a lot of our objectives out into existence openly, and sometimes subconsciously we don't recognize it, but consciously on the conscious level, on the surface level, we know what we're saying because we want to get it done. Like for me, for instance, like I have goals in mind from this December to next December that I want to be able to see results regardless of whom or what. And I'm going to make sure that my tasks get completed all the way through. You got to go all the way through with your plan. You can't just half step through your plan and then be like, all right, you know, I'll finish it another time. No. Once you start something, finish it. You know what I'm saying? You take it from knowledge is born, then the wisdom is born. The wisdom is born is because you're taking a step to get the mission complete. The understanding is born is because once you see the results of what you wanted to see, you see the results now of what you wanted. Because you took the proper steps of knowledge and wisdom, which is planning and executing. When you properly plan and execute and get things done accordingly, then you can move on to the next task because you told yourself regardless to whom or what. my word is my bond. And I will always make sure that my bond is life. And I will give my life before my word shall fail. And that means that regardless of what I have to do in my life, I will get it done. That means that if you have a long-term goal, like me, for instance, I have a long-term goal to be able to have at least 100,000 in my Roth IRA. I'll have a long-term goal to at least have 100,000 in my investment accounts. So what is it that I have to do? I have to take the necessary precautions, meaning I have to take the necessary steps in order for me to get the tax done. That means that if I have to constantly discipline myself. I have to constantly be consistent. I have to be on a constant movement when it comes down to these tasks. That means that I can't sit down for 1 minute and slack off with this goal that I have in mind. Because once I slack off with this goal that I have in mind, I took my foot off the pedal. So now it's up to me to put my foot back on the pedal and pound the pavement a little bit harder if I want to meet my goal at a certain time. Because remember, we all have objectives. However, that don't mean that objective has to be a long, drawn-out objective. You could have a certain amount of money that you want to save for a certain amount of months. So let's just say, for instance, in 6 months, I want to be able to have at least, let's just say 5,000 in my Robinhood account, or 5,000 in my Webull account, or 5,000 in my investment account. Or let's just say, let's not even just talk about investment. Let's just talk about exercising. Let's just say I want to look a certain way in a certain amount of months. You feel what I'm saying? First of all, I have to understand what my goal is and what is my ultimate goal, my sub goals, and the goals below those. In order for me to work my way up to my ultimate goal, which is to see the results that I wanted to see. Yakub didn't take no prisoners. He didn't build prison houses to imprison his people. Neither should you. And one thing about prison houses, a prison house is basically like a rehabilitation center for you to go over what you didn't do and to be able to fix it and correct it before you come out to be able to continue the task again. You understand what I'm saying? So when it comes down to saying, Yakub didn't build prison houses, that's because he didn't leave no room for negotiation. He didn't leave no room for you to get yourself together and do what you got to do for yourself, because at the end of the day, you were supposed to do it regardless of what he told you to do. You had to do it. Because if you don't do it, you don't get the task done, then what happens? Nothing gets completed. And now everybody got to pay the consequence because you wasn't a man of your word or a woman of your word to keep yourself accountable and responsible for what you say and do. So yeah, like I said, today's degree and the 1 to 40 talks about holding yourself accountable and responsible for your word regardless of whom or what. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you set out a task, plan it all the way through and get it done. Don't hold no punches and don't wait for nobody. Because at the end of the day, it's all about you taking care of what you got to take care of and doing what you got to do. And that's the real way that you make wisdom born. By saying, forget it all and forget everybody that doubted me. I'm going to take care of my situation, circumstance, and I'm going to get it done. All right? So, y'all brothers and sisters, I trust and will that this video was helpful, enlightening, fruitful, and that you got some understanding out of it and educational. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to ask. Once again, I come in the name of Lord Supreme. I love y'all. Y'all take it easy and have a blessed one. Peace of lost 5% on this beautiful day of wisdom born.